so we don't, nothing's fucked, and,
Yeah.
and it's always funny to see us scrambling right before it actually goes live. We go live now,
Yeah.
so then that way it's live.
Yeah.
So we're making sure we got sound.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Actually, Miguel is here right now, so I'm gonna go grab her.
Go grab her, yeah.
I will be right back.
Yeah, cool.
So
Hey.
we're gonna stay and read.
Okay, alright, cool. Alright. And do you want to be, like, in the stream? Up to you.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah, okay. Alright, cool. Because it is like, it's a chill thing, so if you wanted to. Alright, cool. But you get the gist of it, right? Okay, cool. Just me. Or if you want it next week, Blair. But like email Katie and Blair and I, and we'll get you started. Because next week I'm going to be out of town a few days. Alright. Yeah, no, thank you. Good to see you as always. You got a water or anything? You cool?
I can go.
Alright. Where am I doing? Make sure my phone's on me.
So it's going to be live on Child Support Studios
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And LA Models will be.
Yeah, it's gonna be on live on this actually when it's done on
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna log on to this. What she give me? LA model 7777. So we're in. But I think what I'm gonna do is. Cool. I'm just gonna put my Wi-Fi up real quick.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all fun. Like this is us. You're here in the
It's
beginning
fun.
stages of it. Like it actually us learning what we're figuring out what we're doing. This is also new.
I love it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's very Wayne's World. So I got Nelly Models on my phone. So I'll get so. I know we can watch it on this thing. I'm cool with leaving my phone because I'll have my computer.
Okay, then let's do that. And we'll do this.
Somebody's gonna have to operate the phone. That's the thing.
Why?
When I think the questions will go into the DM. I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Oh, we can do it from over there. Yeah. Boom. So, you know Fire Stick?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, home?
Yeah.
Come on, bitch.
Oh.
Yo.
Hi.
Hi.
What's
This is
up?
Miguela.
Hey, Miguel. I'm Jesse. Nice to meet you.
Blair.
All right, Francis. So,
Hi,
Claire,
Thomas.
hold that song because I want to get this up for Francis so we have the questions that we want.
So I want you to...
I gotta make sure this is done because
Yeah.
then we don't have it.
So, I got a
So,
breath from running.
I got it.
Okay, perfect.
So,
Do you want me to turn the mic back on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause it's always funny with the edit later when
Yeah.
we're like,
Yeah.
so this is how do we do this? Okay, so what picture do you want to use, buddy? Like
let's see.
I have pictures from your show. I can take a picture of you right now. You want to use like something like that?
Yeah, actually, that'd be great.
Okay. So let me.
You want the restroom?
I'm just looking at my reflection. I'm good.
I'm here. Look.
Yeah, that's tight. Something like that. Is that
Yeah.
fine?
Oh, actually, do it vertically just so we can have it like
Yeah.
cropped for the story.
Cool. Cool.
I can take off that plastic.
Cool. I just
Oh,
want to see the level.
Let's
So if you want to tell me how high you want it at, like this?
So,
I mean, you
Whatever.
can do it. I just want to set this camera behind you so that we can
This is the-
see what you're up to. Like that high?
Yeah, it's perfect.
hey, I'll be right down for you.
Yeah, this sucks.
All right, cool. My life in a nutshell, right?
Cool. So what we're gonna do is go to questions.
Do you know what you're painting yet?
No. Hell no.
You want to type
Whatever
what
I
you want to say?
feel.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, let me get
It's
this
gonna be
sorted.
an hour long.
I think so.
Yeah, so we usually go for an hour,
Okay.
but like if you wanna, no, you're just showing up. So whatever you guys have worked out or whatever you want to do.
All right. Cool.
We're there's no like real rules with this because we're just it's not really that kind of place.
Can I borrow you while he's talking to you? Would you come over here like you're doing your thing? I want to make sure I can see what you do.
Okay.
What's a good? It's like clickbait, but I'm like not clickbait.
So I want to make sure that this works. However you want to do this, you want to go up and then onto the top there. That's cool.
Whatever you prefer.
Yeah, whatever is like least annoying for you is really it. And then you can clip this onto your pocket, or like if that extra stuff is better stuffed away. Whatever you want to do with that. I'm just gonna make sure this works. Francis, what were you asking?
Oh, I already got it. We're good.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's live.
Yeah. I'm just gonna make sure that hers is her mic is working.
I need to bring my hair.
Okay.
Usually it's me miking people up. So now I'm being mic'd up.
That is so funny. I gotta ask
You
you about
decide.
that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
checking.
do play producing and directing.
Oh,
So I do
perfect.
everything. Yeah.
Well, you're
Perfect,
you're
man.
better.
Miguel is a boss. You'll find this out very soon.
Well,
I was like jogging around. I was like in the car. I was like running so many errands today, and I was like, I want to bring on someone who.
well, speaking of that, let me make sure this is on because I don't see that.
Like every time I see you, I'm like so fucking happy to see you. It's like one of those things where we can just talk for days. I'm also super excited about he was telling you about all the work stuff that you had going on.
What's that? Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I gotta get downstairs too. I gotta grab this cup for a meeting. This is my life here. I'll be right back.
So are you
The
taking
show
that
was
or are
so
you?
fun, right? The show
I
was
can-
so fun.
Yeah.
Maybe you're both. I was like, you're not bad.
I know, I kept looking around and I was like, oh my god,
I don't
I
care at this
try to go see
how
everybody
this works.
else's
It's a
business,
story.
try to
Maybe
tell
Francis will have to
everybody.
tell you where you can see
I
that.
couldn't even leave because there's like so many people walking around like passing.
How do I mirror
by.
from here?
I can't go anywhere. Like I have to stay here, which is a good problem. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely my worst nightmare definitely did not happen. It definitely did not come into fruition. So let's see. Maybe one of these questions. Did Jesse leave us his phone?
You did.
Okay, perfect.
That's how much he cares. That's a man who cares. He's going through anxiety right now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my phone.
So we're really gonna be painting.
We're really gonna be painting Bob Ross up in this bitch. I mean, honestly, I was like, should I like bring one that's like halfway done and like
I
finish
know.
it? But I mean, honestly, it's just we're just gonna be fucking doing this shit. you know, like I have like a concept, an idea, that I'll probably be like playing around with, but I mean, I don't think anybody's expecting in an hour to have like a final product, you know?
What we can do is, so our plan on all of these is to take what you do, the live stream, and then
Yeah.
cut it into a thing.
Yeah,
So then maybe we take the final
yeah,
and you do something cool with it, and we
Yeah.
turn that into the post that's driving people back to.
exactly.
And then
exactly.
would love to do like a Q&A with you, kind of a conversation after we've done the edit.
Yeah,
Of just kind of hanging out and
Yeah.
talking. And like, hey, that was a fun day, and this is what that happened. And
Yeah.
after you left,
I can't wait to do that for the one that we did last week. That one's gonna be really cool. We did a podcast talking about the art show last week. So that was really
Just
fun. It was Jesse and I. It was in the green screen room. We kind of just like sat side by side,
Like download an app.
and
no, it should be Screen Mirror.
we were just like shooting the shit, just
I'll show you in
talking,
here.
talking about my art a little bit,
I love
talking about the show a little bit, talking
Just
about
go into my settings.
who was gonna be there.
I'm gonna go like smart.
And use them all for this.
Yeah.
These are always
Do you guys by any chance know how to connect an iPhone to a Fire TV?
Is there a mirror or
I think,
Just Bluetooth, right?
yeah, because I think you have to cast on the TV. So if there's like, if you have something like a video going, there's like a little box, and I think it will show here.
So like Samsung, on like the Droid, it's just a smart view, right?
Yeah,
Or like boom, and then it looks for whatever.
yeah,
Yeah. So this should do it.
yeah, perfect.
So
I
let's
think
try
that's
this again.
what it is. Oh yeah, these are adjustable, so you can like turn these up a little bit. Oops. The hell? Alright. There we go.
I literally had these in my house.
How's that? And you can pull it closer to you too. So then,
I wonder if it's not music,
a little bit closer this way.
just like that screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That one. That's the one we're looking for.
Yeah. You want to go down. Let me see. Just turn off this. You go down. You get out of this door. You go down. The
So that
hallway.
should be
There's
showing,
like some-
right?
There's like a drinking fountain on the left-hand
Oh,
side
yes, I remember.
with like the
I can
squiggly
also
mirrors.
just read.
I think there's a bathroom
the
right there
questions
too.
From the.
That's right.
Okay.
Problem solved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Problem solved. Let's make sure her audio is off. Before she goes to the voice function.
Let's see. What is that camera the one that's I'm seeing below here on this TV?
What you see on that TV will be what's out live.
Okay, cool. I want to bring it like a little bit closer.
What do you mean, this whole thing?
So you see this view right here? I'm assuming, yeah, so this one. You mind if I pull it just a little bit
You wanna just
closer?
zoom it in?
Oh, yep. Perfect. Let's see. Pull it up. Actually.
Francis, say something for me?
Check, check, check. Mic check.
then this is what we look like.
Cool.
Whoa.
What the fudge?
Oh my god, it's 3 o'clock already. Shit. That went by so fast. We literally set up this whole thing. Like the second I got here, it was like it just hit the ground running. What's up, y'all? It's Holy Slugs here. This is Holy Hour. And right now, right at this very moment, I am waiting for my guest, Miguela, who you will meet in a few minutes. She just stepped out. But today, we are going to be doing some painting shit. So I was actually really excited to come here and paint because, I mean, I have so many ideas for the type of stuff that I want to do here at the studio, the type of people that I want to have as guests, and right now, the whole art show is like still so fresh in my head because it just happened this past Saturday, which if you went, huge thank you. It was a huge success. I honestly couldn't even believe how many people showed up. It was insane. And yeah, it was just a good time. It was like the music was popping, everyone was having a good time, and for my first art show, it was like everything that I could ever imagine. So, but I wanted to bring in some of the art that I made for the show. This is the piece, this is like the largest piece that I had showing. It's funny because I actually was like super pressed for time towards the end that I ended up painting pretty much all the way up until the time I had to leave to go to the show and like finally set up all my stuff for people to see. So yeah, this is just one of them, and this is all text, and it says, "What do you think about when you think of me?" And it has 2 Polaroids that I took a few years ago. And what I was saying earlier in the last podcast was that all of my art. Yeah. You want to step in? This is Miguela. Yo!
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? How are you? Good, how are you?
So this is my dear friend Miguela, and for this show, I was like, okay, I gotta have like someone who's fucking badass, like a boss. Like I gotta have someone come in here. We both do art. It was funny. We were literally just on the phone with each other, and I was like, yeah, I'm thinking like maybe we could do something like, just like paint or something. And you were like, oh, I literally just bought art supplies
Last night.
And I was like, it's
10 p.m.
Yeah.
I was like, I need another canvas. I have to go right now.
Yeah. So, but what I was saying is, all of the art that was at the art show, which Miguela attended. Thank you so much for coming, by the way.
It was so fun.
I mean, God, it was crazy. I saw friends from my high school there, and that like made my entire night. It was like seeing people that I haven't seen in literally years, and all of a sudden they're just at this fucking show. Like,
I would have cried.
Honestly, I was I was about to. It was insane. I just looked over and I was like, You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, that's so sweet. They came for you?
Yeah.
That is
They
so
were in LA
sweet.
just for a few days, and they ended up stopping by the art show. So, I mean, like, every time you have some sort of event or, like, you are part of an event, and it's one of those things where you're like, God, like, I'm sending all these invites out, like, I hope they come, and you always know there's, like, a list of people who you're like, I know for a fact these people won't show up. And then it's like, no plot twist, they don't show up. Obviously, like, I had that in my head, but what made me forget about all of that was the fact that all these people who I would have never expected to show up
They
were
came
there.
through.
Yes.
I love that.
And it's like, that's honestly all that matters. So, but I wanted to give you an introduction because you do so much. Like, when I first met you, I was just like so just intrigued by everything that you were doing, because you were saying that you do photography, that you do art just, for fun. And I didn't think I was going to be painting, just like I didn't think I was going to be a model. So if you want to talk about some of the stuff that you've been up to.
All right. Well, thank you. What an honor to be here.
Oh my gosh,
I feel like this is like an artistic Oprah. I'm like, yes,
I know,
okay.
we're Bob Rossing it up in this bitch today.
Yes.
But yeah, what's going on?
So I started actually my artistic career painting since I was like 19. But it was really just for myself because simultaneously I was studying psychotherapy.
Yeah.
So it was like for my release, like, okay, this is my time to like go and like paint what was going on in my chaotic mind.
Yeah, for sure.
And so then I dropped out of college and started traveling, and that's when I picked up photography. Mostly because I was like, okay, well, I'm here, I'm experiencing all of like this culture, blah, blah, blah. So I want to start taking photos. And then when I moved to LA, I really started doing photography, like, you know, fashion photography, editorial, but still always in the back of my mind knowing like I want to use my art to help people.
Yeah.
Because truthfully, that was always my intent.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
like
love
being
that.
a humanitarian is like my true heart.
Yeah.
So then like art is just like my way of, I suppose, expressing how I want to like influence the world and how I want people to be themselves and how I want I always like people are always like, oh my gosh, you're such a creative. But truthfully, I believe everyone's creative. I'm like, it's not that like all you have to do is just pick it up.
I'm like, this is I talked to a lot of people about this where I'll have friends, family members, like, you know, whoever, and they'll be like, I really want it. I want to do this. I've always wanted to do it, but I'm just like not creative. And I'm like, not with that attitude.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna happen that way. Like, you just gotta say fuck it and do something.
And start to do it.
You know,
yes.
like it was funny because I actually when I paint, when I first started painting, I think painting for me, just like for you, is more of like a release. It was like an outlet for me. And it's always been something that was super therapeutic and just something that I was able to like get into, you know, my own little headspace, whatever mood I was feeling, whatever the vibe was, put on some like sad ass music, put on some like EDM, I don't know, whatever. But I mean, for me, it was like when I first started, I think I set the bar too high, and I started thinking like, I want to paint something like this, and then I would try, get pissed off because it looked like shit, and then I would stop. But now it's like, it's so fun because, I mean, even today, like, I guess, I don't know if you have a plan for, I mean, you probably do, so your canvas is huge.
I have no plan.
Well, that's even better.
I'm a bit of my emotions.
But I was thinking, I mean, really, I never really did I've been doing this like specific style of like the type font, like the writing itself, but I've never really, before the art show, because I mean, the months that I was creating stuff to, like the collections that I had to show, it was one of those things where I wanted continuity. I wanted, to have two separate collections, essentially. One was going to be green, yellow, and black, and just be on like different mediums. So, and then be on like random shit. So I had the typewriter.
Right.
I had the Frida Kahlo paint, or like the framed one that I already had, and I just kind of, I mean, even all the writing stuff. Like there were times where I would write, and it was all freehand. Like all of the writing stuff that I've ever done is all freehand. And even on the Frida piece that I did, there's a part where I thought I wasn't going to fit one word in it, and I got towards like the halfway mark of this word, and I was like, oh fuck. But the beautiful thing that I learned is that you can just paint over that shit and start over.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't know, like in the beginning. But it's like, for me, it's like, oh, I fucked up, like paint it over, redo it, like fresh start. So even with the shoes that I did, I for sure thought I fucked those up like badly. But I mean, it was one of those things where you just have to be like, all right, just fucking focus. Like you can finish this and it will turn out great. Like you just have to go in it with that mindset. And once you finish it, it's a product that you can look at and be like, yeah, like I fucking did that.
Yes,
so,
totally.
I mean, but I was gonna say, when I first met you, I don't know if you were doing this at the time, but you were photographing for the artist Black. You
Yeah.
were the tour photographer.
I was.
Which, so badass. I want to hear at least just like in a very like watered down version, like what that was like.
First off, shout out Black.
Shout out
What's
Black.
up?
He's
Second,
you must have been a homie.
yeah, it was so much fun. Touring was a whole new like animal to conquer. Like it was so extreme, but also it was easy. It was nice. It was definitely something I had not experienced. Like I've always traveled, so I was used to like the travel mentality.
How did you get
But-
into it? Like, what was your
With the
in,
tour?
I guess.
Oh
with
my
the
gosh,
tour?
they DM me.
No.
All through the
way.
DMs,
Get
yes.
the fuck. That's crazy. That's crazy. Were
Honestly,
you freaking
my
out?
ex-boyfriend through the DMs, I realized like all your dreams are just a DM away.
Yes,
Like, and that sounds
honestly,
crazy, but it's so
it's so
funny.
true. I mean, we live in that era where, like, you know, obviously, when I say shit like that, I have like the most giant eye roll ever because,
Yeah.
but it's our life, you know, and it's the life that we've chosen, and you know,
It's like a necessary joke almost.
Yes.
Instagram. It's like as far as I want to be like, I'll take my breaks for sure, but it also does.
For
If you
sure.
use it in the right way, it can bring about like huge opportunities.
Yeah.
You know.
So, they DM'd you, and
Yes.
were you just absolutely fucking freaking out?
Well, at first I didn't know who he was.
Honestly, I
Oh,
mean,
dead ass.
there
I
was
was
a
like,
time
who is
where
that?
You were there from the very beginning.
Yes.
Which, that is also badass as fuck. Like, that's insane. Like, I saw him at Coachella. I never, because I'm like the one person that's like, get your phone down, like, enjoy the moment. But when I saw Black perform, I still have the videos in my phone
And you
that
watch
I will
them, huh?
sometimes go back and watch.
That's surprising. I'm always like, do people ever watch the videos that they take?
Because they don't. I mean, this is just me speaking. I don't. And I know that you don't either. I mean, if you say you do, you're lying. But, I mean, I don't. And it was the first time that I was like, dude, this was fucking sick. I gotta show you. And just me just, you know, think of it like, you know, maybe a month or two afterwards, I was like, I cannot believe the production of that.
Oh my
set.
gosh, I know, it's so beautiful.
But I was just like, I gotta look back. I gotta see what this was like. So, I mean, he just is amazing.
And he's a really beautiful person.
Yeah.
Like, I've had such good conversations with him about like spirituality, like the
My
deepest
painting
shit.
starts now, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah, I need to get my paints out.
Yeah, get my paints on. You could bring that closer if you'd like. I know
probably
it's
will.
super fucking far away.
Here are my two brushes.
You know what's funny is I when I first started painting, I really fucked up because I chose, well, so I started doing oil, and
I love
I
oil.
realized that oil takes forever to dry.
1 million years.
1 million years.
For real.
Which I had no idea. Like, you would think, I mean, I went into Blix and I was like, yo, I don't know how to paint. Like, point blank, period. I have no fucking idea. You would think that they would tell you, but no one told me. So I'm like over here painting on paper.
Oh no.
And it's like literally getting eaten up by this paint. And I was so mad. And then come to find out acrylic is totally the opposite. So that's what I've been working with since, you know, I started painting. And so far so good. I mean, I love doing the acrylic stuff. So, I mean, it's super fun. Right now, okay, so I want to share what I have in mind because obviously I'm not
Hey, can I use
fucking,
this?
oh yeah, go
So
for it.
am I good with my little setup here?
Yeah, you're totally good. So, obviously, I'm not fucking David Blaine, and I will not be finishing this art piece within the time that we have, but
No.
I'm going to be posting a video and a picture later up on my Instagram, Holy Slugs, and once it's done, I'll be able to show y'all, but what I had in mind, I've had these two pictures that I've been wanting to use for about 2 years now, and I've just had them, and I think I'm only going to use one today, but, oh yeah, here we go. So, these are the two pictures that I've been wanting to use for a painting, because just like how these are right here,
Let's see
These were
this.
actually taken on the same day, except I've just had these
I
to
love
use.
those.
So,
Such a babe.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh, so I'm thinking I might end up using this one, and I'm gonna paint this whole thing black. And what I was gonna show y'all is I actually did this like right before the show. I did this like probably, oh man, a few hours before the art show, because I was like,
The morning of, you're like, I need
working-
another piece.
yeah, like
Put your
literally,
hand up.
like working up until the time I was like, all right, I get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
So, what all of the stuff that I painted for this art show was basically stuff that I've written in journals, in I guess diaries, whatever you want to call it. I brought this book, which is called 300 Writing Prompts, which is exactly what you think it is. It's 300 writing prompts. And I use this, and I also have just like random like sketchbooks that I'll just kind of like scribble on and just write like random shit.
But it's also an art piece in and of itself.
Yeah, and I'll use it like how I'm using
Yes.
this right now. So basically, I'll take my old journal entries, I'll write them down, and just to make sure that whatever the fuck I wrote at the time made sense. I mean, even if it didn't, like whatever. But then I would take it and transfer it to the typewriter that I painted on for the show. So
artsy.
this one, and it's funny because like 5 years ago, I didn't think that I would be doing this shit now, which is so funny to think about.
Progression, man.
Literally, just
Thank God for it.
Thank God. So this one, this was written in 2014, and a lot of my art for this show is just based around like finding my identity, because I'm still trying to find it. Like I'm not there yet.
Yes.
It was all about self-exploration, finding the love that I have in myself, and having people, places, and things be my greatest teachers in life. So, and also, if I'm just like super, if I'm feeling moody as fuck, I'll just randomly just like pull out a poem.
Yes.
Because I'm not really one for poems, but sometimes I'm like in the mood, I'm like, fuck it. So this one, it says, "What do you live for, I ask, and you respond with such sober things as to find some friends and something to believe in. Our souls are constantly on the run, never quite sure that as individuals we matter at all, and the search for the meaning of existence continues." So, I don't know
Deep,
where
dog.
I was in my head back
You were
in 2014,
feeling it.
but I was really feeling
Yes.
whatever the fuck I was feeling back then. So I included a picture from the same set as that one for this. And on the table at the art show, I included, I was able to find lots and lots of shit that I wrote from, I don't know, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, so it was 2015, 2014. Some of them I wrote just like with my pen. Some of them I actually did end up transferring to my typewriter.
Like some of them I wrote in my blood.
Yeah, some of them I just like straight up just did something hella left field. But
Right.
yeah, so I'm really loving the black and white stuff that I've been creating.
Me,
So,
that's my steez too.
Yeah.
Why
so-
is it you? Why do you like it?
I did the green and yellow and stuff like that for the first collection that I started with when I was invited on to Clusterfuck. And the cool thing was that I had so many ideas with like the all using colors, like, and of course I wanted some sort of continuity with the colors. So for the first collection, I had to stick with the colors that I first started out with, which was green, black, and yellow.
Yep.
And so, and I don't know, maybe this is just because I am emo as fuck, but I just really love the energy that the black and white pieces that I have
captures, you know? It's
So
hard.
much same. Whenever I try to paint with color, I'm like, this is not me.
Yeah,
Like, this
'cause
is
it's
not
like
what I can admire it, but then to create with color, I'm like, it's just not my style. Like, I
Yes.
just don't relate to it.
Yes, it's like putting on a dress when you normally wear like the shit that I'm
Honestly,
wearing
yes,
right now. I'm like,
same.
yo, like this is not me. Like this
Yep.
is not me. And you go out into the world and you can feel different. Like and you just don't feel right.
Right.
So that definitely, you know, obviously bleeds into the art that I make. And I don't know, I feel like my creativity flows better when it's literally just black and white.
Yeah, so much same.
And it definitely is good because it puts more focus on, for just in my case, the writing that I have, instead of having it be a literal clusterfuck of like colors and like the psychedelic type font, and you know, there's just so much stuff to look at, and sometimes it can be really distracting. So, yeah, I love the simplicity of it, and I've just been rolling with it, honestly.
I also feel like for me, black and white represents duality.
Yes.
And I'm like in myself as a person that's like, I feel like I have two different parts to me, right? Like one part is like this beautiful, like love myself, confident ass woman
Yes.
that like can do anything. And then I also have this like other part of me that's like scared.
Yes.
And scared to be vulnerable. And you know, all the parts of like my inner child that need love.
Yes.
So when I paint, it's almost like the merging of the two, and it helps me personally heal.
This is
I'm like,
why
oh my
I
gosh, and then-
fucking love you, dude.
Yes, everything is all like about healing
yes.
and being whole as a person.
That's the thing about Miguela is like every time I see her, it's like you know how you meet people and it's very like surface level, and you can never quite like really crack into them and fully read them no matter how many times you meet them. I feel like even the first time I met you,
I know, we just
I
got
read
to
an open
it.
book, and
Yes.
it's like it's kind of hard to really like. People say that, which is one thing, but when it really comes down to it, a lot of people aren't. And
Yeah.
I've just noticed that you're so open about so many different things that have either happened to you in your life, and that's why I'm like, I totally get the part of you wanting to use your self-expression as a means to show other people and to lead change, is because, I mean, you do it for the people. Like, you want to help others, you know, through your own experiences, which I admire so much because I see so much of that in myself. And sometimes I have so many ideas and things that I want to do, and it's like, sometimes you really just have to just put your head down and just start.
I know.
Just fucking do it. But you've always been such an open book and just so open to being able to, and comfortable with talking about stuff. Like, you don't let shit have power over you, you know? And
Thanks, man.
there's a
I
lot of,
appreciate that.
obviously, like, you're human. Like, I'm assuming that there are times where, yes, like, there's a lot of shit that you know, you have to go through yourself that is ridiculously hard, but you use that as, you know, a way to make you and the people around you stronger, you know, which I think is beautiful.
Thank you so
But
much.
on a side note, we have the LA Models Instagram page. We sent out have any questions? Drop a line, drop them here. So,
Fun!
should we take a second to see if there's any questions that pop up?
Yeah, it's phone locked and we don't have that.
Oh, no way! No
Should we come up
way.
with our own questions
I know.
for each
Well,
other?
Difficulties.
Well, let me see. It's funny because Jesse brought his phone up here, and he was like, "I gotta go to a meeting, but I'll be right back." But
That's the best one.
because that's the case, I'll go on.
I have a question
afterwards?
for you. The venue that you were at this weekend was a ton of fun. How did you get involved with that show?
So, basically, I have a friend named Maddie who I've known
She's the
since
best.
the playground. I mean, I met her literally on the fucking playground in elementary school. Like, we go way back. and she's like a sister to me. And she has always been like that one person that I've always known, and you could probably agree to.
Yeah, Maddie
this,
is amazing.
Like, she just has her own like branding.
She's so sweet.
Yeah,
she's like a hummingbird.
Yeah,
I guess.
for sure.
Like she's just like a very light,
personable.
Gentle, yes.
She can literally be friends with anybody, and she'll probably be on the show at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys will for sure meet her at some point. But the biggest thing about Maddie that I have always admired is that she has always had her distinct style when it comes to her art.
Yeah.
Like when you see her art, you're like, that's Maddie. Like,
Yep.
I know Maddie did that for a fact, and it's great because I mean she's so young. Like she's so young and fucking A. I'm like, no one texts me, and then all of a sudden
When you put that, everyone's like, "What's up?"
And I'm like, who's blowing up my phone? No one. It's usually my mom.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to Maddie. She's just like for how young she is, and the fact that she already has her distinct style, and it's just so on point, and it's just so her. I just think that's like, I mean, there's people out there who are, twice as old as her and are still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, she's true to it too.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't sway. She's like,
No.
this is what I want to create, so I'm creating it.
Exactly. And so basically how I was a part of that show was I was painting that typewriter just for the fuck of it because I thought it was super ugly. Just because it was old, like the color was fading, the actual keys themselves were yellowing because it was just super fucking old. And I always wanted to have it out in my space for people to see, people to use. And one day I just saw it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna paint this shit.
Yeah.
Not even because of the art show. The art show wasn't even in my head at this point. So I basically just started painting it, and of course I'm like, my art is always like trying to fill up every little part of the negative space on a canvas or on a piece of paper. It's like my room is like that, my brain is like that. So it only makes sense that my art is like that. So I was painting this typewriter and I just started like getting more ideas just as I went along, and I was like, well, that'd be really cool if there was like some text on the front.
You like sparked the fire.
Yeah, and it just like kind of went from there. And Maddie was like, yo, like, Clusterfuck is coming up. And this is Jesse. Yo! Yo! Your phone locked.
Oh yeah. Did you get my code?
No.
Oh.
I was gonna say I literally had I was like, well, I can
Yeah,
just like
that's
put
good.
questions on mine, but I was gonna get back to them later. But thank God.
Okay.
Everybody welcome
Okay.
my
What?
fucking man,
I'm
Jesse
back.
Simon. He is
Jesse's
back in
back.
the building.
So okay. You got my face, so I'll unlock it with my mug.
By the way, can you show everybody what you're wearing underneath this
Oh
vest?
yeah.
You gotta
So,
here. Well, let's
who's on?
switch
You, Blair?
places for a sec.
Okay.
So you can come over here and you can do a full 360. There's nothing on the front, but
No, but
I
this
gotta
is-
see it for myself.
This is great. So this is one of Francis' shirts.
I wanted
I bought
a
it at
Dickies
our show
shirt.
the other day. I bought two actually. I bought a black one for me that's not oversized like this. Still pretty big, and then I bought this one for my girlfriend. And you seeing how that worked out for me.
Dude, I'm so sad.
You're like, I'm gonna take
when I pulled
this,
up into the
okay.
parking area.
No, but you know that this today I was leaving and I was like, I said, Mo, I'm wearing your shirt, and she's like, yeah, shocker, because I do this all the time. Like I'll go to vintage stores and find like a band shirt, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're gonna
You're
love
like,
this.
this is for you. Puts
Yeah.
it in your
But
closet.
let me
Yeah.
try it out.
Yeah.
And this is exactly how I looked minus a beard
Oh my God, I love it.
most of my entire life, except for my
Yes.
Jordans. I was this tall, and my Jordans looked like skis.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh my
this
God.
is exactly how I was dressed in
I
7th grade.
love that. When I
the
pulled
90s,
up,
The 90s are back, baby.
oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
I pulled up to park and I had a bunch of shit that I needed to unload, and you had your vest on, but I could see just like this
the back of it,
little
yeah,
stripe, and I was like, my man, yes, dude, my fucking man.
So what's going on here?
We are. I'm just doing the top coat. I was
Cool.
telling everybody I can't be David Blaine and finish this piece in the the time that we have, but they know the concept. They know that I have some ideas up my sleeve, and when it's done, I'm gonna be taking some pics, taking some video. Heck, the next time I come here, I'll bring it. Be like, hey y'all, remember this?
Well, that's, you know that
Here it
Bob
is.
Rossi, every painting he did, he had to do it twice, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's what I was
Oh,
thinking. So
wow.
every time he did it, he did one prior to him doing the
think
one that he
it's
does
so
online.
I'm gonna end up
It's
being
like those
like the female Bob
the
Ross.
chefs that have the thing already made in the,
Yeah,
in the
like
oven.
they had to make it twice. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, Bob Ross is a god.
He's the
He's
homie.
the
He's the OG.
Cool.
But
And
yeah.
we got
so,
Thomas in the house.
hey, thank you so much, Thomas.
No worries.
So were we able to unlock the
You got
the
a phone unlocked. So you want me to
Infamous-
sit down here? Do you want me to start hollering out these questions?
yeah? Let's just do some rapid fire questions.
All right. So this is just me being me and not knowing what I'm doing.
You want to like come? Is there a place that you can sit? Why don't you come take a seat?
Okay,
I'll move all
so-
the shit.
Oh, so these are these the 3 questions here? So they just pop up here.
Yeah.
So cool. So I'll answer the first one. From Sheila, what are the chances of LA Models signing me?
That's something for Jesse and the rest of the team downstairs. Me, Holy Slugs during Holy Hour, not sure if I can answer that, but Jesse can.
What I can tell you is you'll never know until you come in and see us, and we do open calls every Wednesday at 3 p.m. So Sheila, stop by on a Wednesday.
Sheila's about to pull up.
Any Wednesday
Shout out,
at 3
Sheila.
o'clock, and you'll get to meet our agency representatives.
Might get to meet Holy Slugs.
Might get to meet Holy Slugs. She's here on Thursdays, it's looking like.
Might be here for Holy Hour.
Yes.
Oh my god. I want to like yank someone up here from an open call and be like, yo, what was that like?
That's a good idea.
Like, because my first like meeting with an agency when I was 17 was nuts. Like, absolutely nuts. Like, I honestly thought that I was gonna either pass out like when I stood up or just like spontaneously combust.
Oh, just with
Because I was so young, I was just
Yeah.
so nervous. It was like, oh my god, like I'm literally, I'm here.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing I have to tell Sheila. I worked at Ford Models for a really long time, and we did open calls there, and we do them here. And here, not that Ford was different, but it was different.
Yeah.
And that like here, it's a much kinder process. I think we used to be like there. We didn't take as much time with each individual. Here, I like they take a full hour and see everybody.
For sure. Which I could definitely attest to because
when I started, and I was like so I'm kind of an OG in this, and when I started,
Jesse's been in the business forever. He was working with Ford for 15 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
When I used to do them back in the day, I would have to come out, and I would have a list of names, and there would just be a group of people, and I would just point at anyone that I was interested in, and this is our process.
yeah.
And I would just say, "What's your name?" And they tell me, and then I would just say, I'd check next to them, like, "What's your name?" And then I'd have like this one stay. Everybody else thanks a lot. Have
Yeah,
a great day.
yeah.
You know,
Do people cry?
I mean, probably when they
probably
walked
when
out.
left, yeah. I mean, it
Those
was-
are weeping.
Probably when I walked out.
It wasn't even me.
If that happened to
I'm
me, I would've been
I'm
fucking
super
dead.
sensitive to that stuff. It just
Yeah.
was our process, you know.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
Like, but like to be honest, like it's easier because otherwise, if someone starts to, they want to know why you're not interested. It's hard to explain because it's a subjective business, and like for me as a scout and a development person, it's based on my own taste, so then it makes me feel really
I mean,
odd.
you can make your
know?
decision in like 0.02 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really take that much time, you
what,
know?
What is different now is that like there was a time where I knew from my own height and
Yeah.
just looking out that I would just, before I would point at anyone, I would say, okay, if anyone's under this height, thanks a
Bye.
lot.
Yeah.
But you have
Bye.
to go.
Yeah,
We have
I would've been
outside
gone.
front, and, you know, but it's changed because. And then I only did that then because that was the parameters. But you know my taste, Francis. Like I'm just
Yeah.
interested in interesting people that will that make shit.
Which I am,
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know.
I'm humble. I'm so grateful. Like, I mean, when
Thomas
I,
has a good question.
oh yeah.
Thomas, what is the best way to stay inspired creatively? Where do you guys draw inspiration from?
What a good question.
Yeah, I mean,
And what,
you know, you can tell he's a professional.
what is the guy's name?
It's Thomas.
Oh,
This
yes, that was so cute. Okay, so let's see. For me, and I'm just gonna keep this real short because I could be talking about this all fucking day, but just like a lot of people fall into this mentality where it's like, especially like in music, you have people in your ear telling you like, no days off, I'll sleep when I'm dead, like, you know, doing this until I die. And it's like you hear that stuff and it's like, if you take a day to yourself for your own sanity, you're seen as being lazy. And it's like, we're not robots. We're not here to mass produce and to like crank shit out just for the sake of producing whatever, because that starts to turn out to be something that you just don't enjoy. And then the whole thing about burnout is that you end up doing the same tedious stuff all the time, all day, every day, until you literally go insane. And I've read in studies that it can take up to 2 years to get out of a burnout. So to answer that question, what I do is I designate days, a lot of days, as many days as I can, to just taking care and listening to myself. And Miguela, I feel like you have so much, you know, to add to this because you're all about that.
Well, it's insane because with Instagram, everything is like so fast fashion, fast art, fast photography.
Fast fashion.
Yes, and it's like, okay, as a photographer and I'm working with all these people, it's like I have to be shooting every day, twice a day. Then like editing that night, having it out the next day, posting it immediately. And because it's like such rapid work.
Don't mind me, I'm just going to be looking for inspo.
Yes, hell yeah.
This is where I'm looking for inspo today, so I'm still listening.
And so I feel like for me, like I almost reached like this burnout point because I was shooting, I'm not joking, like 14 times a week.
Oh my
Like
God.
so much. It was like, and it got me to like these points where I was like, fuck yeah, like published in Vogue, I'm doing it, like good. But then I was like, okay, I'm not attached to my work anymore.
No.
Like I wanted to be like, oh my gosh, this is my, you know, you want to feel attached, you want to feel inspired by your own work that you're creating and for like it to have purpose for you and for your heart. So when it was just like, you know, creating to post or creating to like nail this job or creating to like,
all been there. Where
yeah.
It's like, I remember when I was younger,
crazy.
I would designate days, and I hated the fact that I even did this. I can't even believe I'm like even talking about this shit now. Where I felt like whenever I would go out on the weekends, I looked at it as work. Like I would make sure that I was like pumping out content, that I was like putting in that time to shoot that content, whether it was like just on my iPhone or, you know, if I was, you know, doing a fuck ton of test shoots just for the sake of having content.
Yeah.
And that's just a recipe for disaster, because then you end up thinking like, am I doing this because I love to do it, or am I doing this because of like all of you people out there who
Yes.
could literally just be like, you know, I'm not interested in Miguela anymore because she's not posting what, you know, I came here to see, so bye, you know?
that's
And
why
it's like,
social media breaks are important.
oh yeah.
Like take time off, like be by yourself.
And
I
just
think being alone
listen.
is like the best thing.
Yeah. I just, for me, it's so hard when I hear people say that they can't be alone. Because
The
it's
craziest
like,
thing.
how are you? When do you take the time like to like deal with the shit that is going on in your head? And it's
Yes.
like clearly, you know, for me, it's like right there. Like that's how I do it. And you know, with my shout out to my therapist and all the people
Me
that
too.
are, you know, that I see, and all my friends that I confide in, and you know, those people that I trust. But it's like you need to have that time to be by
Yeah.
yourself, and that is so important. And it's like, I mean, I've even met people that are like, oh, like I'm fine, and then you see them getting like obliterated,
I
like
know.
fucked up, and you're like, like maybe not,
Yeah.
but who am I to say, you know? But to answer that question, you got to spend time with yourself, and you got to spend time just listening to this, like what's in here, like what do you want to do today, like whatever that is. It could be nothing. You could literally be sitting in bed doing jack shit, but if that's what you want to do, you gotta do it.
And trying new things.
Yeah.
Like I find with myself, like I'll get into this routine of like photography, painting, sleeping, you know,
Yeah.
working out, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, I need to push myself. Like I need to just get in my car and drive somewhere that I've never been.
The
or
force yourself method,
yes.
for sure.
Like I've been
For
going
sure.
roller skating lately.
Dude,
I'm like, this is the
I
best
just got
inspo.
invited to go roller. I've never gone rollerblading
It's
before.
so fun.
Where do you go?
Listen to
Moonlight?
like Moonlight, yeah.
Dude, I want to
Shout out Moonlight,
So
okay.
bad. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Dude, we're
And we can wear cute little outfits.
I'm about to
It's
invite
very fun.
myself to your next Moonlight Rollerway
Yes.
night because I've been wanting to do that so bad.
It's so fun. And it gets your mind off of like just what you know, like your routine of art can still become a routine.
Yeah. Also,
know?
going out, and I grew up not a nature person by any means, but my
Same friend, right?
Yeah. My boyfriend and I went on a 2-week camping trip, and we got an Airbnb in Canada, and we got an Airbnb in Portland, but we were like just really going in camping, and I have never really done anything like that, but I came back and I was like, I feel like I've been fucking baptized. Like, I feel like I'm a
Yes.
new person.
Also, as a firm believer in God, like I feel like God can speak to you so much through nature.
Yeah.
Like it refreshes your soul.
For
refreshes
sure.
like everything about you.
For
And how
sure.
are you supposed to be producing if you yourself are starving for something?
Yes.
It's impossible.
You can't fill up other people's cups when your cup is empty. That's what I
Yeah.
always say. But
Amen to that.
yeah. Is there any more questions that we can answer super fast?
Throw us some deep ones, baby.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them about how to get into modeling, which we'll address.
I mean, is there a modeling topic that I can answer?
Yeah. Well,
Dude, look at these shoes.
you know.
These are fresh as fuck.
Oh my god. I don't even know if you can see this, but these shoes are dope. I have these vintage Playboy shoes that I wear all the time, and I love them. They're cow print. They have like the little Playboy thing on the side. But these ones are dope.
This is Miss April, this is me.
eBay.
They're
Oh,
probably
I love
good.
that.
Right, Miss April?
I love that.
I'm a triple Aries.
Here's a good question to ask
Gemini.
Francis
Ooh.
when it comes to modeling, sort of how do you get into it? Because I'll just answer out the gate. Usually you can get into it by going to open calls at agencies or submitting your photographs to agencies, or
But that's
reaching
not
out.
the only way.
You know, like that's not the only way. With technology, here's my question: if you were to try to get into modeling, and you know the traditional route of getting signed by an agency did not happen for you, and we all know lots of people that didn't have agencies and blew up, and then had a plethora of options because people
sure.
just didn't see it in the beginning.
For
what
sure.
would you suggest to the person that really wants to? What would you suggest to the person to do if they didn't get signed by an agency? How should they go about continuing down the path of becoming a model safely?
Well, I think how I started on Model Mayhem, and I had one of my best friends
I remember
from
that.
childhood
From like
show me,
16.
which I'm not sure if that's the safest thing anymore, but that's how I got started because I was working at an omelet house in Pleasanton, California, just hosting and working the cash register, and I was I was 17 when I started, and back then things were so different. I mean, things are changing every single day, but back then it was so different. But I think it was something that it was the first thing in my life that it showed me that if you put in the work, shit's gonna come out. Like something will happen.
That's the case with everything too.
Oh yeah, and even if you have stuff that, like the one thing that I've noticed is if you have like a preconceived notion, or if you think in your head like it's gonna happen this way, the universe is gonna be like, and make it not happen.
Yep.
And it's going to happen, but in a way that you never thought would ever like come into fruition. So I guess the answer to that question is, if modeling is something that you really want to do, obviously, like, you know, it has to be, you have to be safe about it. Like, if you're not signed with an agency, it's totally okay to bring someone with you to your shoots. And something that
100%,
yes.
That's a great suggestion.
and
Always have a buddy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and that's what
And
I
if they
did.
don't want you to have a buddy, then leave.
If they don't want
because
you,
that is
bye-bye.
obviously something.
Because honestly, photographers, I will say, like, there are so many whack photographers who are
Yes.
just trying to, like, have their, like, ill intentions. You have to guard yourself and be careful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would, if I was a female model, first and foremost, I would start testing with females.
Yes.
For sure. For
Also,
sure.
female photographers have better eyes, I would say.
Yeah. And it's
Well, also,
Shout out.
also when it comes to direction, so I represent male models and female models, and I know that I have a great eye for what models for that are women.
Right.
But I'm not the guy that I turn to for digitals and swimwear. Like, for instance,
You're like,
how many
"That's not
times have I
me."
ever taken digitals? It's not
Yeah.
because of
I mean, when we were at
teenager,
Ford, I
it's
think it
just
was
that
just like-
I would rather have a woman capture certain aspects, unless it's a male photographer that I've watched shoot over.
Yeah,
We
like-
have-
Yeah, that's
we
somehow
have a
nails
great person downstairs named Brandon that shoots
Brandon is the shit.
women, but
I never feel
but he's not like. It's a different thing. He's a professional, hired as a professional photographer here.
Yeah.
But
and he
like,
works for LA Models, which is so
yeah.
different if you're not signed.
But you're never gonna get a good photograph if the person on the other end isn't able to make you feel comfortable and get you to be
100%.
expressive. And I feel like female to female is just.
You're just not
Also,
comfortable.
women just know how to, well, I feel like, you know, like, we know how to understand how women's bodies know what
Exactly.
angles. Like, I can see on a person's face immediately, like, okay, this is the best angle.
Even with guys,
Chin up a
too.
little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
no,
you can
no,
just see it better,
guys
so you
do.
can capture it in a more authentic way that makes them feel beautiful as well.
Yes.
For,
you know?
for sure. And here's the real, like, the reality of this is, models aren't models just to be models. Models are models to sell clothing.
Yes.
And
I
if you have a
literally was
female
just having this
model
conversation with
being
someone.
shot by another female photographer and they're female creatives, they know the end objective is to sell the clothing.
Yes.
Right? So like,
I mean, you honestly, like, when I go to an
and they know
e-commerce job,
what would attract you as a consumer, as a female
Yes.
consumer.
They
you know?
have
I'm always the consumer. I'm like, I would totally do this.
Yeah.
I mean, when I go to my e-commerce jobs, that's like my main thing is like, okay, like
I'm not here because obviously, like, if it's a rebooking client, they like me and they want to have me back, which I love, and there's clients that are like that. But when I step into like an e-commerce shop, for example, I know that like the only way for them to make money is to make sure that their clothes look good on a model, you know, and it's that's my job.
They're in the job. Yeah.
I'm not
just
just
there just to, you know, show up and stand in front of a backdrop and be like, you know, and that's that. It's like you have to be a huge part of it that people forget. And obviously, you know, people that either aren't part of the industry or like,
you know, just don't know.
Mhm.
It's like that's a huge part
that people forget.
Oh yeah, I mean it's still work, you know. We always talk about, and the reason we do this as well is that, you know, it's good for the soul to work on projects that make you feel like you're I don't know, whatever it is that you want to express. I want to give a platform to my people to express what they want to express, right?
Yeah.
For me, that's how I see things through. But modeling is a job that can be really fun. You can travel to a lot of great places. You can meet a lot of great people. Every day is different. But it's still 75-25. 25% of the stuff you're gonna do is gonna suck sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like shooting
It's
fall,
not
winter,
all-
and 90 degrees
Another
down
thing,
LA.
another thing
You
that
know
people
what I
don't
mean?
And in
understand.
downtown. Oh.
Yeah.
When
Where,
you-
like, there's no
yeah.
trees, there's
Summer,
no shade.
you're shooting winter shit. Winter, you're shooting summer shit. Like, I remember the first thing that pops into my head was being in Joshua Tree shooting for a client for their summer stuff in the middle of the coldest part of the season in Joshua Tree.
Yeah,
just freezing my
people
ass
forget that
off.
deserts
I had-
are freezing.
I had heat pads under my shoes. I was holding heat pads in my hands. I had heat pads in my pants.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
now look good.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like,
It's hard
okay,
work.
we're
It's
we're
super hard
done.
work.
Everybody, we're done. And Mary was like, yay. And then the photographer's like, actually, you mind if you step over here just for like one more shot? And that's like,
That's me. I'm the photographer saying that. Fuck.
sometimes that's me too.
And
I get it.
to that note, it's not indentured servitude. So if anything ever feels like you're in a situation where if you don't want to do something, you don't have to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's the saddest part, I think, for me as a male in this business, when it comes to like all of the things that have happened to people by illegitimate individuals.
I know, break my heart.
The feeling that that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
Because they're
Well,
if somebody puts the fear in them that they're not going to make it if they don't do this.
Exactly.
And like,
It's so manipulative.
You never
and
have
it's
to
so fucked up. And it's like, a lot of people have to learn the hard way, and that's why I started making YouTube videos about avoiding like those rookie mistakes, is because I wish I had somebody when I first started talking to me about the things that I should avoid, the things that are important about the industry, the things that, you know, make you a sustainable working model in the industry. Like, I had no idea. I had no one, you know, around me, no one in my school who was doing it.
Yep.
I had I couldn't ask for advice from anybody. So it was like one of those things where I got to a point where I was like, yo, like, I'm literally doing this for my 17-year-old self. Like, the advice that I wish I had
beautiful.
when I was that young.
yeah.
And it's like, the amount of people that, I mean, even to this day, like the first video that I ever made surrounding that topic, I still get people all the time, just the other day, that say like, this was so helpful, like, thank you so much. Like, I wish I had a friend, a model friend, somebody who I could get that same information with, you know, 7
That's like
years ago.
using your experiences for good right there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
they didn't go in vain.
Exactly. And it's like, whatever I can do to, you know, help people avoid these mistakes that either I have made, I've seen other people make,
Yep.
you know, just being in the industry for, you know, as long as I have, it's like one of those things where it's like, if I can help, you know, just a small community of people who just so happen to find this video out, that's all that matters.
And it's worth it.
And it's worth it. You know, it's not about, I never gave a fuck about, you know, turning it into, you know, this big thing where, you know, I'm this YouTuber model. You know, that's why I haven't made a video in a while, because just the platform in general, I was like, I don't even know, like, if this platform is even, like, for me, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about figuring out, like,
I love that.
what's the funnel? You
Yeah.
know, like, if you're doing it, you know, what's your intention? And
Yeah.
I think that if your intention is to speak to,
Your intention is everything.
Yeah, like-
Everything.
and it can change. You know, like, I think that people get really caught up in being married to something because they start it.
Yes.
Like, if
I know.
Like-
It's like when you go to the casino and you spend a certain amount of money.
yeah.
So, but then you're like, I can't leave yet because I've already invested this.
Yeah.
Yes, my brother always tells me that. He's like, you can walk away.
Yeah, you
Right.
got
Not about a casino, but in life.
And no, I-
But it's a good analogy, because anything that's freelancer oriented, that's based on subjective opinions of others, you're like, it is a gamble.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of it comes down to luck. Like, who ends up seeing like people that like we just. I had to run out of here a second ago because there's a girl that's going to be working with us now that came in here 6 years ago and it was a different
6
team.
years ago?
Yeah, it was 6 years ago and it was a different team.
Oh,
And
me.
they didn't.
Tell her to talk to me.
Yes, yeah, like they didn't get it. So like it depends on who you meet, you know.
I was gonna say, I actually, so
My first time I went to an open call here in LA was for LA Models.
Oh,
and
funny.
my mother agency at the time, I was so young. I was like, we had a meeting about like, they were like, oh, we see you with photogenics, we see you with, you know, LA Models, we see you with Next, like blah, blah, blah. And because I was still like under 18, my mom came to this meeting and we were in San Francisco. My agency was just like giving me all these like really ridiculous false promises. And like 4 months went by and I was like, yo,
All
fuck
based
this.
on assumption.
I'm going down to LA myself. So
Yeah.
I went down to an open call and LA Models was like really into me and they were like, so do we contact you or do we contact the agency? And I was like, honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. You can contact my agency if you want. So it wasn't like I was trying to hide the fact that I was meeting with them.
Yeah.
So of course, I'm walking in my car.
literally where I normally park to come here. This was probably, what, like 6 years ago?
And my agent is just livid.
Always.
Livid. She's like,
Why?
this makes us look bad. This makes you look bad.
Because you went without.
Yeah.
letting-
Yeah.
Is that no?
Which,
Here's the thing, you know, it is if you're out, like if you talk to your agency and they give you a plan and then you go and do it and then like you don't tell them you go and do it. But obviously with this, you just made their lives actually easier because you found an agency that you were interested in representing you and and you gave them the contact, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's something different than like, honestly, you being in LA at the Grove and me seeing you and being like, who's your agency? And
which
that,
I've
you know?
had that happen at the Grove. I had.
It always happens at the Grove, that's why I brought it up. I
And,
remember I was like, I got scouted 7 times at the Grove.
Oh my
At
God.
the Grove.
That's
If you want to be a model, go to the Grove.
Yes, honestly.
Number one advice.
I was at the Grove one time, and there were these 2 guys that just kept looking. I just could tell that they were like.
You didn't, you
Doing
were
one of
like,
those.
oh, but you did, and it was so obvious,
It was so obvious.
Yeah.
And so they came up to me, and I was on the phone with my mom, and I thought that they were telling me, like, I didn't even know that they were talking to me. I thought there was someone like directly behind me. This guy comes
So
up.
looking at you, you're like, oh,
Because you're
okay.
on the phone. Yeah, I never
so-
get the people that come and talk to me while I'm on the phone and just
Yeah.
like,
So he literally comes
Who
up
does
to me
that?
and he's like, "Hey babe, do you model?" And I literally look at him like,
I'm flattered. Like,
yeah.
thank you. Like, I had been modeling for like probably 5 years at this point, and I was like, that is so sweet. You really like,
Yeah.
thanks. But I was like, no, I'm a model. Yeah, I'm already sorry.
One time I was scouted for modeling
Nice.
at Hollister.
"Love that."
Remember when everyone was like 16, they're like, you're beautiful, do you want to work here? I was like,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I love though. That move is always. And then
that
can you
was the
stand in
funniest shit
front?
ever.
Can you stand in front and tell other girls like you can come in here and buy clothes?
Yeah. So
How are we doing on time, Blair?
Maybe close.
All right.
getting close.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Well, what time is it?
Not to cut anybody off, but we're like, we'll just set a precedent for people that we're always on for an hour.
Oh yeah. So basically,
What this whole thing is we're still fine tuning, the whole,
when things, we definitely want 3 to 4 p.m. and that's a time that
I
this
think
is
I
like.
think it's good. Young people get out. Like if you're at school, you're out of school maybe. It's
Literally
like a
the
night.
time I watched Oprah.
Yeah, that's the
That's
thing.
the whole thing.
Hey,
This
hey,
is
hey,
artistic
listen,
Oprah, baby.
Listen, if you want to find a time spot, you know Oprah had the best one.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just go to, just
Oh,
find that.
absolutely.
Follow suit.
Well, if you're open for it, we maybe would like to test it and see where we get the highest engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different times and just
For
kind of
sure.
see where.
I mean,
Where
I'm
is-
down to try whatever.
Listen, I like engagement and all of that stuff. We're doing the damn thing. That's all that matters. to me.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the most beautiful part is we're just fucking full send. Like, It,
I like full send. Everything always goes
Like,
back to skating.
yes, like
Full send.
like who knows, you know? And it's like we're gonna try it. We're gonna see what works, see what doesn't. But that's the beauty of what we're doing here.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna look to see if there's any questions popped up that I didn't see before. Just in case.
What I'd like to do is do a little where we are right now in the
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So
in the process.
this is what I have so far. I painted, so this obviously was white. I don't know if you saw before, but this is white. Painted it black. And right now I'm just doing some design, kind of like how I have right here. And I'm not going to cover up the entire picture,
Is that a
but
Polaroid that was taken of you?
yeah.
Oh, fun.
And I'm probably going to, instead of doing text on both sides, I think I'm going to go around like the Frida again.
Oh, nice.
And obviously reference something of my old emo writing.
If we can see what's going on over here.
I made like this interesting little swirl of goodness.
I like, honestly, I love how we're both doing black and white
Yes,
because
for
I have
life,
all this
baby.
color, and I was like, I left this out for you, thinking like maybe you'll use it. I won't.
I'll never use color. When I'm finished, I'll send you guys a picture, and you'll be very surprised.
Yes, yes.
Because it really comes together like.
It really does.
Isn't
When
that-
it's all
It's how it
full.
always is, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Like I always am horrified when people see my stuff when it's not done.
I know, right? I can't
See,
believe
we're in a
doing this.
vulnerable space right
But that's
now.
what's kind of cool about it. 'Cause
But
people
that's
don't
what's
usually
cool.
Show that part because they're like,
Yeah, and it's like if I gave too much of a fuck, I would have been like, no, I'm not painting here. Like you're gonna see the end project or the final outcome, and then I'm gonna make you pay for it.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of our messaging, and I'm glad that like you're like, okay, give less of a fuck when it comes to whatever your creative process is. Just do what
Just
what
do
is
it.
right for you.
Just
Yeah.
do it.
Doing it is 90% of the battle, and also like even if it's new to you, everyone was a kook at some point.
You
know,
have
like,
to
you can't be
accept
like,
I
the
back
fact that you're a
that.
beginner. You have to be a beginner at something.
Yeah, and you're gonna suck at some point.
Yes.
Like, and then you just
I mean,
progressively
watch
get
the
better.
beginning of this this video podcast.
I mean,
if
we're
you wanna
gonna
see
look back
beginners
at
in
this.
action.
How dare you?
We're gonna look back at this in like a year and be like, holy shit! Like
Yeah.
we
I know.
like we're gonna be sitting here like neon lights, like
Yeah.
velvet couch, like
yeah, full on.
art all over the walls, and we're gonna be like, we have a fucking empire.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
And with
From
that-
doing shit like this.
On that note, we'll be back and
We'll be back. Thank
show
you for
you
tuning
guys-
in to Holy Hour with Holy Slugs.
You should do like a communion.
Yes. You
Like, pull up a little communion day, like, take a little communion.
Before we leave, Miguel, if you have anything that is coming up for you, any sort of project,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
even want to just shout out your handle, let the people know.
All right. My Instagram is Miguela Corsi. Miguela is spelled Migella Accorsi. My people usually spell my name Miguela,
Oh, people
including
think
my
I'm
grandma. I'm like, grandma.
I had a grandma that spelled my name with an I my entire life.
Same.
It was really
I still do. People
like
think my
grandma.
name is Princess when I'm talking over the phone. I'm like Francis, and they're like Princess. No,
I'd be like, yeah, that's it.
yeah. But thank you. Honestly, get over here.
Let's do a little hug.
Give me a hug. I need
Let's have a
to.
little
I'm like
moment
on
here.
one knee.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out. I just was
appreciate you
like,
both for doing
honestly,
this.
it's so fucking
Our
fun.
black and white party over
Our,
here.
yeah, like I mean, technically,
I'll hold mine like this. Ready?
There we go.
This will be dope.
Yeah, we'll get it together. We'll take pics of the completed whatever we have whenever that comes.
Yep.
And until then, we'll see you guys soon. Peace. Bye.
Peace.
Like an eighth grade.